All right. Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So in today's video, we're going to talk about how to connect Microsoft Graph API to Azure Functions using Managed Identity. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay. So what you're looking at right now is the function app, which is named data process func, and you're looking at the logs right now. So this function app basically triggers using a Azure queue, and once it gets triggered, it queries the Graph API. This is the query that it does. Okay, and using that query it gets the display name of the user. So if you see, this is the message that I have triggered as a part of queue message, and the code runs, and the display name that it displays is the top one which is there in my tenant. So in my case this is Adelaide fans. So if I go there, so I'll refresh and see this is for YouTube and click on send, and we'll wait here for our new message, and it should arrive shortly. So if I see the queue. Okay, so here we go. This is the queue message that we had in our queue over here. And based on that trigger, it executed this code and it gave us the display name, which is Adele events. So let me quickly show you how the code looks like. So here we are on our Azure function. So it is getting the queue name, storage connection key, and using that, it is triggering. Okay, this function app is getting triggered. First thing first, I'm using credential.chain token credential. Okay, so this is being used to get the managed identity. Okay, so once we have the credential, we also have a scope. So using the credential and scope, we would get the graph service client, and this is where the token would be stored. First thing that I'm checking whether the credential is null. If it is not null, then I'm printing this message. If it is null, I'm printing this message. So this is pretty simple. Once I'm done with that, I'm querying the user's endpoint. So depending upon whatever endpoint that you want to call, you would change this part over here. And I'm getting the top one, okay, top one user, and I'm getting its username. That is the display name over here. And once I get the display name, I'm just logging these display name in the console. So this is the basic app that I'm doing right now. But in your case, if you want to have another query, another graph endpoint, you could just change that over here. So this is it. This is the code that is running. Now I'll show you the setup that you need to do. So I already have written a PowerShell commands which you need to run. So if you look at this point, this is the tenant ID. So this would be your tenant ID that you need to provide. This would remain same. This is the graph GUID that we have. Display name of the MSI. So this would be the name of the application where you would need to provide the managed identity. For example, in my case, I'm going to provide it to my function app, which is this one. Okay, so I will put the name of my function app. Okay, and the permission. So in my case, I was trying to use users endpoint, so that is the reason I have put user.read.all. Okay, depending upon the use case and depending upon the API that you would be running, you would put those permission over here. If you have multiple permission, you can put multiple permission using comma. So I was talking about display name of the MSI. So this is the function app name, so that's the name of my function. There it is. Okay, so once you do it all of that, you would install Azure AD module, and then uh, get the service principal of this managed identity application name and store it in MSI. And then using graph service principal, you would execute this command, and the role assignment command would assign this permission to this app. So let's run this. So to run this, what I'll do is I'll click on CLI, Azure CLI, and yeah, so I've already ran this command, but I'll run this again just to show it to you again. So I'll run first for. All right, so I'm done with that. I have installed this module. I'm going to execute next three commands. Okay, connected to this thing, stored in this. So I'm going to paste this whole PowerShell command in the description down below, so you can check that out. I am going to give you the link to my GitHub repo, so you can check there as well. So okay, it is sleeping for 10 seconds. It is done sleeping. Accept class app role. Okay, so since I have already granted this into this variable, this permissions, it is giving me an error right now, but in your case it would work as expected. and you would use this command then to have the role assignment. So okay, so permission are already been assigned, and that is why I'm getting error for here as well. Okay, so you would execute all of this command and it should work for you like it worked for me over here at the top. Okay, so that is all you need to do. So once you do that, um, the function app would be able to query the graph API without doing anything, or without you having to create an app registration. All right, guys, that was it for today's video. If you have any questions, do let me know in the comment section below, and I should be able to help you out. So I'm going to paste this link where it shows the managed identity PowerShell, where you could give the name of your application and the permission and run this query, and your managed identity would be sorted. All right. Okay, so that's all for today's video, guys. Do let me know in the comment section below. Until next time, see ya. Bye bye.